And welcome back to Careful Boys. We have with us Mr. Walter Hong, ladies and gentlemen.
Rams fanatic.
Rams fanatic. Oh, that's right. Look at your, almost as if you were there, huh?
Almost.
Oh, how'd you guys? Did you know? How'd you know?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
How'd you guys know?
We saw you on TV.
That's amazing.
Do you think you'll go to another one now?
Just so next one's in Arizona, and I'm already getting like offers to get like cheaper tickets.
It's still like 20 grand.
Nah, yeah.
Are the Rams? You think the Rams are gonna make it next year?
It's unless you're the Patriots, like Bill Belichick, it's very unlikely
To do 2 years in a row.
Yeah, 2 years in a row. It's very unlikely because other teams have coaches too, and they're figured out. They're figuring out what's going on, and then our coaches have to like figure out other things to do.
Why is the Patriots so dominant? Just because Tom Brady and the
Brady and Belichick.
Do you
That's
think?
like
Do you think Belichick is an actual cheater? Do you think these allegations are true about him?
I think so. Oh God, who was it?
wife cheater or a sports
Game
All of it. Yeah.
deflating the ball
I
cheater.
forgot which barber said it. It may have been Tiki Barber. He's like, every year there's a limit of what supplements we can take, and then the next year it becomes more more strict. So everyone does right up to that line.
Yeah.
And so I believe coaches probably do that too. They push that line, right? They do everything they can right up to that line. Like, hey, go ahead, just sit there and film, and then if someone asks you, just say you're filming us.
That's what makes a good coach, man. Knowing the line.
Yeah.
Some people can cross the line. So one of my buddies is a strength and conditioning coach for a couple NBA basketball players. During the piss testing, everyone goes and piss test, right? And then they go, "Oh, LeBron, your turn." And he goes, "I have a phone call to make." And he just walks out and he takes the phone call. Doesn't have to come back in.
Are you kidding?
Wow.
No, I didn't say shit.
Are you?
I didn't say shit about LeBron James. I didn't say shit about LeBron James.
Being a PD
Yeah,
user.
I didn't say shit about LeBron James. I used to play for the Cavs and also the Lakers.
But if anyone's gonna be on PEDs, it's probably
Look at his
LeBron,
delts,
right?
dude.
That dude is like, he's stacked.
I didn't say shit about his delts.
I don't know what you're talking about.
LeBron, but LeBron was
So
Hey, but-
aggressively
But
covering
does
up.
all that stuff make you look like younger? Because like he looks the same now as he did.
You see his hairline though?
I think that's just
Oh yeah, that's just
That shit's like right here.
Black don't crack, you know. They just always look young.
yeah. But then when he was 17, he looked
Like
He looked like a
40.
man.
Yeah,
He already looked 40
like a
when he was
man.
Him and what was his name? The Situation on MTV Jersey Shore. They had that like old man face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, LeBron does have an old man.
Yeah, he's finally growing into it.
That hairline also makes a big difference.
He should just shave it. I don't know why he just don't shave it. He has a giant
He's also
ass
tall
on
enough where most people can't see it, right?
But he's on
then when
TV
the
all the
camera
time.
pans,
cam.
then you're like, oh wait, that looks like an alfalfa farm that's like going through a drought.
But then marketing's tough too, because Clyde Drexler, he had a receding hairline, and most people probably don't know who he is. Most people probably don't know who he is, but he was a great basketball player. But he had that old man hairline.
That's funny that I never thought of that as a hack for baldness. Just be taller.
Yeah, that's true. Huh?
Who the fuck's gonna know?
Are you bald? No.
Muggsy Bogues, on the other hand, gotta get keeps.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, LeBron gotta get keeps.
I'm sure his keeps doesn't try to like headhunt him and try to get him like.
What, you think he'd be hella insulted though if they came to him with an offer?
He would go, why are you coming to me?
Wasn't Diddy promoting like Proactive? He goes, yeah, I got fucking acne.
That's Diddy though. You see how many things he hoes out for? It's like you wanna fix your acne and drink this vodka.
He needs to, man. Didn't he buy his son a Maybach?
I'm not
I
surprised.
think he's like 16-year-old son. He bought him a Maybach.
What father hasn't?
Bart's gonna buy Tyco and Maybach right now.
Dude, I can't even afford a Maybach for myself.
So wait, are you married, Walter?
No.
Have
Why
you had a-
you gotta bring that up, man? That's
I
messed
just
up.
wanted
man.
to stab you right before I ask this next
Seriously, man,
question.
no.
How many? You've been in a lot of relationships?
Relationships is a strong word.
A lot of flings.
Situations.
Okay, good. Out of the situations we've all been in the past, what is the most you've ever changed for a woman?
Whoa.
Most you ever changed?
What do you mean by change?
Like physically?
Either anything. The most different you've ever acted, appeared, been.
I remember in 8th grade junior high, I think we all do these simp moves where when you're talking to a girl and you just want to have common interests, right? Because it's so exciting to be like, oh, you like that? I like that shit too, right? So when you're on a conversation, any hobby that she had, I would be like, oh, what a coincidence. We are so... I fucking love that.
Watch Felicity too.
I love Felicity.
This one was like Clarissa the Teenage Witch, Or like,
Sabrina.
Clarissa explains it all.
Maybe where you grew up, it was Clarissa.
Are you thinking about Clarissa from your 8th grade class or some shit? Because there were like 3 of them.
it's Rachel the Vampire Slayer.
Rachel.
Did you grow up in the Philippines?
They had bootleg versions. Oh, that's Rachel. She's the Slayer.
We don't have the puppy, but we have the Rachel.
Puppy. Callista Flockhart.
Nah, but I saw myself like on the phone and just being like, oh my god, that's so cool. Like we're, you know, and then like.
So you used to lie about having the same hobbies?
I don't know. I just wanted to be liked, you know?
So you lied.
I didn't lie.
I did the same thing when I was in high school. Like, Tiff was reading this book called The Lovely Bones.
And you were like, I too am a serial killer.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I know how to kill people too.
Is that like a romantic novel? Or?
I don't know.
Wait, you said you were reading it too?
Oh yeah, she was reading it, and she's like, "You should read it with me." And I was like, "I'm gonna read that shit."
How are you gonna read it with her?
No, like, at the same time and shit. Yeah.
There's a movie.
So get this. This is so she goes, yeah, you know, like, and this is when I was like courting her, and she's like, we should read the book, and I was like, all right, we'll read it together. And then she was like, oh, have you been reading? And I was like, yeah, totally. Like, your boy's reading this book. Front to back. I like, yeah, and I was like, oh yeah,
back
dude.
and back to front.
I'm reading the whole fucking thing. Just,
I've read about every bone already.
yeah.
They're all lovely.
And then, like, she didn't realize that I didn't read the book at all. And we ended up watching the movie together afterwards. Like,
And you were like shocked throughout the movie. Like, whoa, what? She dies?
I was like, yo, Mark Wahlberg is in this?
You know, all you have to say is like, the book was better.
Yeah.
Oh, you did read it. You did read it.
But like, that's what she said, and I just let her do all the talking about it because she was like, yeah, I didn't like the movie. It just wasn't as good. And I was like, yeah, that's what I thought too. And it wasn't until like years later, like as we're adults, probably like 8 years later, where I was like, you know, babe, I never read The Lovely Bones.
Oh my god.
You should have saved that for your fucking honeymoon night. You'd be like,
And she just was like, oh, all right.
Oh, she didn't even care?
She didn't give a fuck. Yeah,
It was so long
it was just
ago, huh?
funny. It was just funny that like, oh yeah, of course your little bitch ass didn't read it.
of course, the sole thing that our relationship is founded on is fake.
You know what that means? You should just continue lying to her because she's just gonna be like, oh, okay, that's cool.
She's like, yeah, all right, whatever. I lie to her about like
complicit.
eating pork and stuff. I'll like sneak her pork, and I'll be like, oh, that's not pork, and she'd be like, oh, okay.
It's a bacon burger.
You know what I mean? That's how I do it nowadays.
It's a beef bacon. It's beef bacon.
Beef bacon, the rare pig cow hybrid.
Anyone have anything worse than that, or is that as bad as it gets?
I don't compromise myself.
You don't compromise at all? Nothing?
That's probably why I've never been in a relationship.
Too honest.
Every time they ask, have you read The Lovely Bones? Hell no.
I didn't read that dumbass book. Stanley Tucci? Fuck that, dude.
What's the like closest that was about to get into a relationship and you're like, oh man, this is gonna make me change. Fuck that.
I was in a relationship with this one girl where first day of the relationship, like we said like we're gonna be like serious. Yeah. She goes, we need to talk. And I'm thinking, it's the first
already?
day. What could I have done in the first day?
You already assume you're in trouble?
Yeah, well, because we need to talk. That's universal code. It doesn't matter what language you say it in. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
And then she goes, you need, like, the texting. What's going on with that? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, people just text. Yeah, you need to call me. So I was like, okay. I was like, cool. Yeah, I was like, okay, cool. Like, it's not a big deal. So the next day I call instead of text.
What are you calling me?
Yeah, and then she calls me back like a couple hours later. She goes, we need to talk.
No, dude, you can't use that many times, man.
That's not okay.
Yeah, you got too much anxiety.
Yeah, right? And this isn't day 10 or like a month later. This is day 2. I'm like, what could I have done?
You got 2 we need to talk already.
We didn't even
On 2 days in a row.
Yeah, we didn't even see each other, like physically see each other. And then she goes, hey, when you call and then don't leave a message, what does that mean? And I'm like, oh, it just means you call back when you have a chance, because I'm assuming you're busy. Yeah, no, you need to leave a message.
Is this person from 1963? Like,
I was like, all right, that's cool. And then the
send a pigeon. Send a pigeon. You didn't leave a message.
Send a Western Union telegram.
why didn't you send the white pigeon? Like, I don't know, And so the third day, I forgot what it was that I did. But she goes, we need to talk. I go, yes, we need to talk. Wow. and then that was it.
You're just like, we
What
can't
did, what
be
did she
together.
want to talk about?
I don't remember what it was, but it was something similar on the same level of the.
You didn't send the email?
Yeah.
After the voicemail?
And so I was like, yeah, no, we need to talk.
I also feel like in this generation though, they would actually praise her. Like she's setting her boundaries.
Yeah.
She knows she.
I don't know about that. It sounds a little crazy.
You know, the setting the boundaries though, that's great. You want to do that, that's great. But then at the same time, they want to do love me for me. At the same time, they don't want to change. That's all that.
But they want to change you?
Exactly. They're okay with you changing and not setting your boundaries. Because if you set your boundaries, you're being mean,
Yeah.
and that's not fair,
Who the fuck scolds you after the first day of being with them?
right? Yeah. I just couldn't. Because then the way I am is I start thinking into the future. So I'm thinking 5 years from now, what's this gonna be like? 10 years from now, what's this gonna be like? Like we need to talk. This is 1,275 times that we needed to talk.
You keep a running tally.
Yeah, why are you with me?
That's a panic attack if you hear that too many times.
Yeah.
But then, or it'll get to a point where you're like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not wired that way, but I'm sure after like, the 900th time, I'll be like, you know what? I don't
It's gonna wear you down, you know?
I remember in my 20s, right? Like me and my buddies, we would sell illegal substances. And then one of our friends,
Like what, Cuban cigars?
piranhas and drugs.
With DVDs of Clarissa the Teenage Witch.
Bootleg DVDs
Filipino
of
bootleg.
Rachel the Vampire Slayer, right? I remember though. Okay, so one of our buddies, he went to prison and he came out, right? And then we're just like, okay, let's get back to business. And then he's like, actually, I'm going to school. And we're like, so after school you can't fucking do this? And he goes, nah, like I talked to my girl and like I'm out. And I was like, your girl? And we were laughing and we're just like, you're a little fucking girl, change you bitch, right? And then he goes off, becomes successful, great human being. And then I'm sitting here in my late 20s like, oh dude, he made the right choice. I'm so glad he didn't turn around and say, you know what? Fuck that, I ain't listen to no girl.
Is he still with the same girl?
Yes.
Wow. That's a good
I
one.
do remember when you're like with your boys, the first one that wants to start backing out, you're like, motherfucker, you pussy ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're backstabbing you.
Yeah.
Even though they're bettering their life.
They're bettering their lives.
You're supposed to go off the cliff together.
It could still be both. It could still be a backstab.
But I could put that context into other time-wasting things that guys like to do together, right? And it's like, women probably have this long-term thinking of, hey, we need to like save money, have children. You gotta stop dicking around with your friends, right? But you're like 25, 24, you're just like, man, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm fucking doing things. I'm gonna be a rapper or whatever it is, right?
I remember in early college, like everyone would hang out every day. And I remember one of them was like, hey, I think I'm gonna join the fire academy. And I'm like, oh, how often are we gonna hang out then? He goes, I'll probably only maybe like once a week. We're like, once a week? Fuck that fire academy shit. Dude. That shit's fucking whack.
Once a week?
I know. Dude, he's such a loser.
That's so often in adult time. Like it's super often.
We're lucky if we could meet up once a week, like in adult time.
I'm like, what? I'm like, nah, dude. I don't know if you should choose that.
Changed, fool.
That sounds like a bad
Fire?
idea.
What do you be a firefighter? What the fuck?
You're
Come on.
reluctant.
I love how your clique can have such a sway over the things you do solo.
Oh yeah.
I love how 19-year-old Joe was like, I'm not gonna change for nobody. And then I'm looking back like, God dang, you should have, dude.
Yeah. No, it's like, when you're young, you have your crew and you're like, oh, it'd be cool if we all lived in the same cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah.
hang out, right? Now that we're older, we're like, hey man, I'll see you next month. Because like if they live next door to you, you don't want them knowing that your kinks that come
Your
in and out of your
kinks.
house every day. You don't need them to know that, hey, I saw someone come into your house and then someone came an hour later. Yeah, don't worry about it. Right? Why are you looking outside your window?
Walter got some wild kicks.
Yeah, I'm just saying, And Richard Jefferson from the Spurs, and a great basketball player, he had this great thing on TikTok. He goes, don't kink shame.
We say that here.
Yeah, don't kink shame.
It had to
kink
come
shame.
from a Spurs guy in order for it to feel takeable.
Well, for me, because if I say it, it's like, oh, you're just trying to defend yourself.
Oh.
But if someone else says it, then it's like, oh, someone else is defending me.
And he played in the NBA. He's very. He's
An authority, a successful authority said.
Here's a question for Hasegawa. Let's say you meet the girl of your dreams. Super hot, everything.
I have a girlfriend.
I know, but let's imagine she doesn't
You're
exist.
single. Yeah, you're single.
No, he's saying the girl of your dreams, not your girlfriend. So
I felt the underlying joke sitting underneath it. I was like, I'm gonna nip this in the bud right here.
I like where Walter was going with it.
What if she goes, I like everything about you, but I just hate guns.
No,
Will you change guns?
probably not.
What if she goes, but I love knives?
I love knives. Well, I would be like, what's the distinction here? Like, what's
Fucking Ryan goes and he's like, what's up, girl? What's up, girl?
how's it going?
let me tell you the distinction. It's the 30-foot rule.
Oh, yes, right, yeah. The amount of time it's gonna take to close the gap.
30-foot rule. They changed it. It used to be 25 feet. Now it's 35 feet. I mean, it's 30 feet.
What rule is this?
The amount of time that it takes you, to run up and stab you.
If you have a gun and I have a knife, right? And I'm beyond 30 feet, you can't shoot me. You can't claim self-defense. But if I'm within 30 feet, you can claim self-defense by shooting me because that means I have enough time to get to you and stab you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know what age group they interviewed for
30
this.
feet's a
That's a
lot.
lot.
pretty far.
25 is a lot.
There's some anomalies that change that number.
You gotta be fast. Like that means basically I have my knife out, and you can't have your gun in your hand. It has to be holstered, and then you can pull it out. But I'm not gonna lie to you. 10 feet, I'll be shot. I feel like so.
But also, if you're hyped up on coke, like that range is fast. Like you watch like shooting videos of like cops, like officer involved shootings. You see the distance that they close. You're like, oh, that's not a lot of time.
No, yeah. No,
I've seen cops where they're literally like arresting the dude.
Yeah.
And then they turn to their partner, they look back as well running. Oh shit! I'm like, oh, they gotta like run. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
The other thing with this rule is who knows what 30 feet looks like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Especially
honestly,
when you're in tunnel vision with a
yeah, you're like
perpetrator.
scared. Like honestly, okay, like if a guy came at me with a knife and I had a gun, and I shot him, but he was like, let's say 50 feet away or 40 feet away, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna take a few steps forward.
Just run.
And then mark it and be like, yo, this is where I was standing.
That's not measurable ballistics wise, is it?
Wherever you were standing?
You can well they'll probably
Depends how much they care about the victim.
Or what color the victim was.
That's why you pick up the casing and you throw it over there.
So that's uncompromisable. Guns for you is uncompromisable.
She's a dream girl. She's everything.
It's just a big part of my life. Like half of my work is like.
Like, let's say you and your girl get married, and then eventually she goes, "I'm just uncomfortable having guns around the house."
Well, we'd probably have to talk about that before we get married. That's something that you gotta like hash out.
So there's non-negotiables for you guys?
I think now there are.
I'll change everything for
When
you.
I was younger, I would change a bunch of shit.
I mean, certain things are like, well, it's a big part of like my work and stuff too. Like half of my like work is like involving like some sort of like.
You're not
finance and
speaking
stuff
to the
like that.
heart, dude. You gotta be like, girl, with this gun, I could save our family. Ooh. And then that's her pussy's gonna get wet, dude.
She's probably not gonna care about that.
Like you've definitely, like Joe, you've definitely gotten like dating a girl from church. Have you ever gotten more religious?
No, I try to corrupt the shit out of her.
Or did you use the spiritual rape thing? Where like, hey, yeah, let's pray together.
Let's pray together.
Spiritual rape. What the fuck?
That's what they call it in the SDA community.
That's what they call it. Yeah, like when you're trying to fake using God to get closer to a girl.
Oh, that's what it's called, spiritual rape?
I thought it was like, let's pray. I thought it was like that.
That's just regular rape. You don't need the spiritual part of it. It's universal.
That's regular, yeah.
Dude, I think non-negotiable for me, like a deal breaker would be like, you want me to be happy. Yes, of course. Well, I need to do things that make me happy. Okay, cool. I need to cheat on you to make me happy. I feel like those things would be like deal breakers. Where their fundamentals go against your fundamentals.
Unless it's like an open relationship.
Yeah, but
I could be open, you could be open.
yeah, I mean, if you and I were in a relationship, it would be totally open. But like,
You guys gotta fuck other people.
What if she's
Yeah.
like, I hate sports, but you can watch hockey, and that's it?
that's hilarious.
I hate sports.
I'd love to know what her specific beef with all the sports is, but not hockey.
She's got reasons.
You wouldn't be able to live off just some Maple Leafs?
I did go out with a girl that I remember getting tickets to the USC North Carolina game. This is years ago, and someone just goes, "Hey, I can't go. Here's tickets. They're free." I'm like, "Hey, let's go." You didn't ask me. I literally just got them. Like there was no time to ask you, but let's go. I don't even like football. Like, no, let's not go.
I think you date a lot of Korean chicks. It sounds like.
How does he know these things?
He can smell the bulgogi.
If you dated a Korean chick, you know.
I could smell the drama.
Yeah.
The type of shit they say and ask.
They're already conspiring before they even got with you, dude.
It's just, yeah, and then, you know, me just being like, you know, a regular dude at that age, because, you know, it's like teens, early 20s. Okay, we don't need to go. We don't need to go. Like, if it was now, I'd be like, okay, well, is it cool if I go?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'll just go by myself. Like, I don't care. Oh, if I find someone to go, cool. But yeah, there's just to answer your question, I don't know. It's a laughable moment for me.
To ban sports.
Yeah.
To ban sport.
And then she goes, all right, instead of football games, we're just going to watch Amy Schumer stand up.
Oh no.
And then I had to tell her, well, I don't watch stand up because, you know, it's what I do. I don't watch it.
That's not what you do, not Amy Schumer's.
That's true. I know. That is true.
Let's not insult ourselves today.
I think at that point though, it wouldn't be a dream girl anymore. You know, I think honestly it would be like because then in my mind, like I said, I would think 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead, and then it's like, okay, today, no more Korean food. Oh. Like from now on, we're only gonna have Japanese and Filipino food.
Oh damn.
That's kind of
Interesting combo.
Just get Japanese food and add a lot of spices and sesame oil, and you got Korean food.
Are you trying to say we copied your cuisine? Is that what you're trying to say?
Race.
We just took out the sesame oil. That's all we did.
Put it on the side.
That's all it is.